President Trump making his much-anticipated return to Butler, Pennsylvania tomorrow. And he's going to have a special guest in attendance. It's Elon Musk. He's the Elon Musk of our generation. The rally and Musk's attendance coming on the heels of a devastating report from the New York Times, no less, claiming an exodus of agents left the Secret Service unprepared for 2024. The New York Times reporting among the reasons that agents are leaving the Secret Service, crushing amounts of overtime work, often assigned at the last minute, and sometimes without pay. That should be frowned upon. An initiative to rehire retired Secret Service agents, which backfired by spurring more employees to retire so they could be hired back and then paid a salary and a pension at the same time, double dipping. You know, that's an old Washington tradition. Perceptions of favoritism and promotions and hiring, including an episode in which the agency's chief uniformed officer moonlighted in his free time as a real estate agent, and if you're a subordinate and bought your house from him, then that led to promotions. Kind of a tricky little situation. Pleas from agents to rapidly embrace new technology like drones that could improve protection efforts and ease the workload, and those requests went unheeded. So that's an extraordinary story. The New York Times story just popped today. And it's more bad news for the Secret Service and all kinds of, inexplicable things.
It makes you wonder if they should really reevaluate and bring in private resources, privatize certain factors of the security for the President of the United States. I mean, we are dealing with just an increase in the threats in terms of assassination attempts, for example, on President Trump. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the government model is simply not working. And so I think there's a moment in time. We saw the FBI reforms. I don't really know if that made a difference. It sounded like it didn't. But for Secret Service, that might be another angle. They've also talked about moving Secret Service and into like the Department of Treasury, I believe. Like they've had these conversations.
Where it belongs.
Where it belongs.
That's where it always was. Yes. Before this monster, the Department of Homeland Security, gobbled up everything, honestly. And the New York Times also noting that when Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the United States in July, that agents said they marveled at what their Israeli counterparts brought with them, including a portable security camera network that delivered live feeds from key spots in the Prime Minister's hotel. For example, the Secret Service, has its own mobile camera system, but agents say it's so unreliable that it's rarely used. Also, it's, Laurel, they've got a facility in Laurel, Maryland, where they do training. Their training center there has bad roofing, bad plumbing, and the basement room where agents are trained to fight is often off limits after rain because it floods, and that's no good. One consultant hired to evaluate the complex said that a third of the buildings should be demolished. Now, the agency doesn't even have a White House replica to train at, and that is their primary place where they protect, despite having asked for one since 2014. Now, the Secret Service, the hits just keep on coming with them, too. I mean, it's FEMA, it's the Secret Service, the FBI. Is there any place safe in the government?
Yeah, it's no wonder that American trust in institutions is at an all-time low. And frankly, the only good thing left in Laurel, Maryland is Tippy's, or Toucan Taco, as they call it now. But nonetheless, it's crazy how excited they were to see that they had live video feeds and drones. Those seem like kind of the bare minimum if you're running a security operation, especially considering the shooter at the Butler assassination attempt was able to apparently fly a drone overhead several days before. And Secret Service denied attempts by local citizens to help them with drone coverage during the rally.
Right. Matt, so the New York Times going after the Secret Service, and they just can't get a break. But again, it sounds like while nobody's been watching, and I think somebody's supposed to have been watching, everything is just coming apart at the seams.